Hey, what's up? Jessica from Deborah, and I want to go ahead and conclude the case study that we have started in the AFK forum. So pretty much a live follow along, and we were breaking down everything bit by bit. So this is going to be my wrap-up summary video of the data. Here we go. Okay guys, so I wanted to dive into the second phase of our campaign, and I will link the other video at the top for you so you can see the first phase. So the first phase, we started off with the CPM pricing model, pretty much just testing. We just threw in a bunch of creatives, tested one variable for the copy in regards to the headline and the description, and then tons of icons. We went in with a pretty decent bidding amount. We got pretty decent volume, and we bid with the high user activity. So I mentioned that high user activity just pretty much means there are newer subscribers. Medium and low, you get more volume but less engagement. And it obviously decreases as you go to low. So today we're going to jump into broker traffic, which are going to be the third-party traffic sources that Propeller Ads has implemented into their platform, and also why you should structure your campaign this way. So as you can tell, we have it categorized by the geo, and then we have it by the by the placement or the device we're targeting, the offer, the bidding model, and then the user activity. So in another video that I will link right now, I was reviewing campaign structure with you guys. It was really short, but even though it was really short, it only had two main points. It's very important. One of those points where you have to separate your campaign by placements, and you have to separate your campaign by geo. We usually never include more than one geo per campaign, and also never combine mobile with desktop because everything performs differently. Certain verticals dominate particular geos. Certain engagement is different for certain publishers. There's just too many variants to keep track of if you're going to combine the two. So it's highly recommended that you don't. Therefore, we always recommend splitting up now an additional variant, which is going to be the user activity. And the reason being is, as I expressed earlier, the subscription dates are going to be different, their activity is going to be different, the sites they come from are going to be different, and then you can mix and mingle that with broker traffic. So you always, in addition to doing different pricing models and different campaigns, need to also separate your user activity. There are times when you can mix high, medium, and low. I would probably recommend doing that only if you're in a geo that has a small audience size. But again, rule of thumb, start with high. If you want to test the waters with lower, medium to kind of save some money, you can. But you can definitely get some cheap traffic if you go for high user activity. And then when you're ready to scale, you can scale to medium and low. So that's pretty much what we did. So I want to go into the dashboard now just to kind of break down the zones and the data. Now, one of the main issues that we had as well was that we could not track our campaigns. We still are not able to track our campaigns within Propeller Ads, but we are able to do it in volume for our new campaigns. Now, for this particular one for the iPhone sweepstakes, it just never happened. But I will go ahead and show you guys our data within volume when I go over some other campaigns that I'll be happy to share with you that we're running to kind of put ourselves in your position. If we were starting from the beginning, if we were just brand new running push traffic, how do we get from 0 to 100, and how do we get to 0 to 1,000 a day? And we're doing pretty good. We're getting a lot of traction. And mainly it's because we're accumulating data, we're keeping an eye on the campaigns, we're optimizing, we're learning the mannerisms of how our money is being spent, and we're actually getting somewhere with it, to where when we launch a new campaign, we're seeing conversions, if not instantly, we get them pretty rapidly, and then we can break even within like a day or two. So it's been pretty dope. Now, as far as the data goes, so I had to backtrack to a couple weeks. All right, I got to filter all of these. So we're going to start with the low. Okay, so this is going to be our campaign for the low, and as you can tell, we spent $12.54. So this is all going to be in US dollars, but our affiliate network communicates in euros, and so does the tracker. So we probably need to change this at some point. But as you can tell, again, the top 10 traffic sources, which Colin pointed out in his video, is where all of our funds pretty much went. And as you can tell, the click-through rates were very low. We had a lot of impressions, but this is going to be where most of our clicks came through. So obviously that percentage is going to be low because we had way more impressions than down here. So we were spending money on traffic that weren't getting any clicks. So since we're going by CPC, we would have definitely optimized and killed those, and you would just select them and you would just exclude it, or you can add it into your whitelist and your blacklist when you are setting up your campaigns in your ad level. So therefore, like, there's a lot of impressions and no clicks here. We could have optimized in this case. So again, we didn't do a lot of things because we wanted to be transparent with you guys so that you know what not to do. So as you can tell, when we were ready to scale, after we concluded the testing process with the CPM, we backtracked. Okay, we changed a few things. We added a lander because initially we were only direct linking, and I will show you that in volume. And then we also cut down on our creatives because we figured out which ones work. And we did that by monitoring the click-through rates. So we went ahead and paired these right here. And then, as you can tell, this is where the majority of our clicks came from the zones that you were looking at. And then if we look for the connection, then we are going for mostly broadband, mobile. You know, we pretty much want to look at, again, the versions for the Android because we can't target Apple, so there's no need to look at that. But as you can tell, for some reason, there is an iOS 12 and an iOS 11 up here. So either we were connected to a tablet, I'm not too sure, I don't know, but I would definitely exclude that because we can't promote to Apple right now, unless Propeller Ads is doing something that we're not aware of. And then usually after Android version 6, I don't typically see any conversions. But again, we can't track any conversions to optimize, which is kind of making this whole video a dud, but we're going to still run through it. So as you can tell, these are the impressions we got. We got low clicks, right? That click-through rate is not the best. Not too sure if we got any conversions from this geo, but if we did for $12.54, that would have been the bomb. So now let's go into this medium campaign where we spent $28.36. Significantly lower impressions. So that's kind of what I was getting at, you guys, is you will have the volume if you go low. It'll be cheaper if you go low. But you can tell by the clicks the engagement sucked. So that's kind of what you want to test. And here, the ratio it improved because we bid for a higher engaged user base. But conversions, don't know. However, this is where you would look at your data, kind of determine, okay, if this geo has spent an X amount of dollars, should you cut it? It's kind of what you have to do if you cannot tell where your conversions are coming from. So if your campaign budget is set for, let's just say, $20, and then it comes, and this campaign comes in, and you've already busted through, I'd say 20% of that $20 in one geo, one source, so you need to go ahead and kill it, because if you're not getting any conversions. But again, we don't even know if we're getting conversions, because we were getting them, we just don't know from where. But if you are not getting any conversions at all, and if you know that your platform is set up properly and tracking is in place, then you want to go by the percentage of how much that zone has spent on clicks or impressions before you have gotten any conversions. So then the creatives that we use for, I figured I'd just show you on this one because it was too much effort to block the shit yesterday. So same ones. As you can see, the click-through rates different, the costs were different. But let's look at this high campaign really quick, where we paid more money. So as you can see, it goes up in increments. We go from 12 to 28, and now we are at where are we at? CPC high. We're at 24. Okay, so we paid a little bit less for this campaign. We didn't get a lot of volume, but the ratio compared to the volume was significantly better. As you can tell, our impressions, I'd say we got a good ratio of impressions from our clicks. And And here are going to be the rates, which I would say pretty good. We just missed the opportunity to optimize for these right here, where our impressions were not so high and we were getting a lot of clicks. This could have been where we were either getting most of our conversions, or it could have been where we were getting our drop-offs. Don't know. But as you can tell, the impressions that we were doing 0 for, okay, we can kill those. But then here we're paying 50 cents for this, and we got 1 click. We probably wouldn't want to run that anymore because we're paying a lot of money for that particular source. So that's kind of what we should have paid more attention to. But that's what it'll take. You'll have to go into each campaign one by one, because you will have to put in the work to set them up separately. Now, you can easily just duplicate the campaigns, adjust the title, adjust the settings, and you're good to go. Now, if we jump into volume, and this is where I mentioned we change, and this is where we optimize. We determined direct linking is not the best. And after doing some more testing and obviously some more research, reading a few case studies that I have come across, direct linking is probably, I'd say, maybe it's a Russian roulette gamble that you're taking if you're going to use it. So it's definitely worth testing. That's why if you use a tracker, you can redirect the flow of your traffic as well within your tracker. So we entered a spinner. So all of the landers that we'll probably be using for our push notification campaigns have been posted for our community in the premium section of the AFK forum. So you literally have access to everything that we are implementing and that we're using. Whenever we're being transparent about what our assets are, we want to make sure that you guys have have access to them too. So that breaks down our optimization efforts, because that's literally all we did was change the flow. We didn't do any, and the creatives obviously. So I just wanted to touch base on that. We did kill this campaign, so there was no point in trying to scale it on another traffic source. There was no point in leaving it running because we weren't making any money. And we went on ahead and switched geos as well. So in this one, we're in Europe. We are going to jump into Asia Pacific in the next little follow along, wrap up, case study, whatever you want to call this that I record, and we will go through the data in that. So make sure you are following us in the follow along in the premium section of the AFK forum. Ask any questions that you have for us in the open community, and make sure you also hit me in the comments down below if you have any questions, requests that are reasonable and not all stalker-ish. I'll be happy to do it. So make sure you guys also subscribe to my channel, because I will be dropping more content with push notifications, push traffic, spy tools, some more campaigns. You get to see my lovely face. It's alright. I'm not the best looking chick in the world, but you know, I'm here. We're good. I'm not too bad to look at. And then hit that notification bell too, because I've been slipping on my schedule lately, but that will not be happening tomorrow. We are going to be on time, on schedule, launching videos so you guys can consume the content to make this money. So I enjoyed this little, I guess, rant about this failed campaign that we have. I can't wait to show you the ones that we are, we're not banking, but we're getting some traction and showing you guys how to turn things around. So I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Allow me to introduce the Dice University Forum. Whether you are trying to make your first conversion on ClickBank or scale your campaigns to 6 figures, the Dice University Forum offers you exactly what you need, like high-quality landing page templates, detailed case studies, and exclusive discounts. The forum has no outdated information. All resources inside are from campaigns that are running right now. Do you want to learn from super affiliates? Check the link in the description and sign up today.